I was out and about today, and I want to make this video to ask the big corporations that are making these tiny little boxes for chickens, and they're saying that they hold 6 chickens, when honestly you'd be lucky to squeeze 2 in there. And I got my rooster, one of my roosters. I have 4 chickens and 3 roosters and 1 hen. And I have the hen inside that nice little cage there with that roomy coop and several runs. But Feisty here, he's just trying to show the other 2 that he's being a healthy rooster, and he's just kind of reminding me that, well, maybe even and educating the other 2 that he's still he is and still is, of course, the alpha male in the group. And this is healthy behavior. This is the kind of behavior you see in chickens that feel good about themselves. They are engaging in natural behavior, instinctual behavior, not wrapped up in a corner, with their head tucked down in their chest and feeling really bad about themselves and their environment. These chickens, these 3 roosters, and that hen, well, not the hen. I had the hen free ranging also, but it got too dangerous for her. She had a partner and it was attacked, which, I felt bad about. So the hen, I put the hen in an enclosure for her own safety. But she's the only hen in there, and she has a ton of room, and so she's far from being upset about the arrangement. Plus, the roosters, the other roosters don't, bully on her, and you know how that goes. But anyway, so I would ask, of course, I'm sure that my request goes about as far as spitting into 100-mile-an-hour hurricane, but you're not doing yourself a service. The profit that you're making on those coops is really money that you shouldn't be making, I think. If you're going to sell a coop, then be realistic about how many chickens you can get in there. You can't squeeze 6 chickens into the size where 2 would be lucky to be able to function. And the price that they're asking for them is totally outrageous. So if I'm not in the business of raising chickens. And I got these chickens because they were brought up as something to try to have, and I figured, well, if I'm going to have them, I'm going to make sure that they're comfortable. And they have plenty of room, and their accommodations are open. They can go in, and they can come out freely. And if I couldn't have them like this, I wouldn't have them. And they're happy, and they're just happy chickens, and there's a little bit of risk involved in them being out in the open, of course. And so, but I prefer that over locking them up in in a tiny enclosure. And the three of them together, they honestly, they watch out for themselves. And the hen, she was vulnerable, and so she was attacked by some creature, animal. I have no idea what it was, but she was vulnerable. But the three roosters, they tend to stay close together, reasonably close together, sometimes a lot closer together than others. But they watch out for themselves, and I feel like the odds are in their favor. But feisty. But I just want to make a statement to what I saw, what I've been seeing recently, especially now with spring coming out and the chicks are being sold, that if you're going to make these tiny little chicken houses and ask an incredible amount of money for them, at least be fair about the amount of chickens that can actually go inside. Because people that do not understand chickens, and they say they see a compartment, a structure that says that they can get 6 chickens in there, and they buy 6 chicks, and they get big, and chickens, when they're being fed properly, and I've only been dealing with chickens for a very short period of time, just a little over a year, but they grow fast. So what you put 6 chicks in, baby chicks in a small compartment like that, they might be okay for a little bit, but very quickly they're going to run out of room, and they're going to be under a lot of stress, and you know, just not doing the animal any favors. So I just wanted to say, maybe at a minimum, if you're going to sell these small little chicken houses that probably would fall apart in under normal conditions in a relatively short period of time, and don't tell people that don't have chickens, have never had chickens, that you can get 6 chickens in there. At least be fair about how many it will hold when they get big. So that's what I just wanted to make a statement on YouTube, and maybe somebody in that one of those big old offices will say maximum 2 adults when fully grown. And a lot, if you do that, I know it will hurt your sales, because the people that go in there buying the baby chicks and they buy the houses probably may not buy them if they think that within 2-3 months time period that compartment will be too small for their 6 chickens. Chicks soon to be chickens. But sometimes profit over humanity is, and I, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to raise chickens for meat purposes, and that's one thing. But if you're going to have them live a prolonged life, then they should be reasonably comfortable. And so I just wanted to put that out there, and and just make a comment about what I see and what I think is unreasonable, and that's it. So out from Fort Cock-a-doodle-doo, the home of 4 happy, robust chickens, 3 roosters, 1 hen, Feisty, Bob, and Dumbledore. And we say goodbye for now.